Hi, and welcome to week 5. First, let me apologize that our chat did not take place. Apparently, you guys were in one room and I was in another. And it's apparently there are 3 different rooms that can be open. And I had put a link and I guess couldn't get into that room and went to another room thinking that would be the one that you would automatically be directed to, and I had no knowledge that you were in one room and I was in another until way after the fact. So again, sorry for taking up time that I know is valuable, and I hate for you to sit around and wait. I do hope that the PowerPoint explained things, and that will be sufficient, I hope. If not, let me know. So in week 5, and we certainly, as you can see, are moving along, I don't have a lot of material for you because you're concentrating on completing the second part of your assignment, which I explained in that PowerPoint, and hopefully I'll just review it again quickly now. So in week 5, at the end of this week, which is the 23rd, you are to evaluate the participant sample, procedures, and instrumentation for 2 literacy research studies. So let's take a look at that in depth. So as I scroll down, we are now up to part B of the assignment. So again, I have given you the 2 articles attached in PDF files. Hopefully that makes life a little easier. You don't have to go searching for them. One is text genre and science content, ease of reading, comprehension, and reader preferences. And the second is rethinking reading comprehension instruction, a comparison of instruction for strategies and content approaches. So you are using the template of page 71 to evaluate this study, but you'll explain it in narrative form. But if you, in writing, can target each of these items clearly, so I know that you're covering each one without question, instead of me trying to search that you've done that, that would be very helpful. So if you were to look on page 71 in your text, you would see that I have outlined the items. So for number 1, I wrote target population, but the template actually says, what is the target population? Can you easily identify the ultimate target? Number 2, I wrote participants in the study, and you have to answer who participated in the study. Were sufficient details provided? Do the participants appear to reflect the target population? For number 4, when were the data gathered? Can you identify the time period? Is the time at which the data were gathered likely to influence the findings? Next, how and why was this sample selected? If a sample was used, can you identify the procedure for selecting the sample? Which sampling selection techniques were evident? And finally, why was the sample selected? Is there reason to suspect accidental or purposeful bias by the researchers in the use of this sample? So by hitting each of these points as you are evaluating, that will be very, very helpful, both to you and to me. Again, if you have questions, let me know. Okay, so back to our week 5. And you can see that here, appropriately, our topic is evaluating the results. And you should read chapter 5 in your text. And if I were to click here, I come to two things, our focus, which I will show you, and a very short video on reliability and validity, which really does a good job in demonstrating what each of these are and how they differ. So by the end of this week and your reading, you should be able to list at least 3 ways in which qualitative studies and quantitative studies are different, and 1 way in which they are alike. You should know the difference between descriptive and inferential statistics. And I'm sure you know this, the difference between the mean, median, and the mode. I understand what standard deviation is and what a correlation coefficient is. These are the basics in research that every researcher needs to be familiar with. So, the other item, of course, is your discussion board, and you guys have been doing a wonderful job of posting. And your question is simple this week. Why must the researcher consider observer bias? So please make sure you address that. I want to again thank you for your first submission on the assignment. You both did an excellent job. If you've never done this before, this is not an easy task. Hopefully it's getting easier as we go along. So again, thank you. Let me know if you need to speak with me or email me, but do stay in touch and keep me informed how you are doing. I look forward to your next assignment, and good luck this week. Take care.